Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the third episode in my entrepreneurial series. I am Tamar Thomas, and if this is your first time joining me, I started this series 3 weeks ago, so this is the third episode in the series on entrepreneurship, where I help others, busy professionals, to navigate the online business setting. So it is pretty much me teaching you how to go about starting your own online business without the burnout, without the guesswork. So if you are here for the first time, then I will do a recap at the beginning so you know what was covered before, and then we can go from there. Right, so we will be covering the topic we'll be covering today is choose the model. Most beginners fail at choosing the right game. So basically what I'll be covering is that most of us who try to start an online business, we don't fail because we don't know what we're doing or because we don't have the right product. We just choose the wrong program. So I'm here to help you to navigate through the countless systems online and to help you choose the right one that is for you. If you don't know much about me, I am the CEO of Tamar Thomas Consultancy. I am a mother of a 16-year-old daughter who is on the autism spectrum, and my goal is to create a legacy for her so that when she gets older, she doesn't have to wonder how she's going to make it in the world, because I would have already built a legacy for her so that she can inherit and she doesn't have to be out there in the world struggling to make a living. My goal is to help parents like myself or anyone who has the desire to start an online business to do so without having to start from scratch. Because we all know that starting from scratch can be a deterrent. It can make you slow down or lose momentum in whatever you are doing. So I will officially start the presentation at 7:05 just to give a little more time to those who are joining. If you are here live, please tap the screen, share it with your friends, anyone that you think might benefit from this live, so that they can join us and they can learn. Everything that I will share here is free, it's value. There will be no selling, no promoting of anything. But if you do need my help with anything, you are free to message me. Okay, I am live here, and if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section, or if you prefer to communicate with me one-on-one, you can feel free to send me a DM and I will respond. I always respond to my DMs. So without further ado, as I said earlier, I will be doing a recap of what was covered in the past 2 weeks. And in episode 1, we covered entrepreneurship from first principles. So it's basically the first steps of entrepreneurship, right? So entrepreneurship is value creation under uncertainty, right? So you don't know the full pathway, but you know that you have something to add, something to provide. You decide to provide value. And in starting as an entrepreneur, you have to discover a real opportunity. And then you have to evaluate whether or not people will exchange money, time, or trust for that opportunity. And then you have to exploit that opportunity by executing it in the real world. And it is meant by that is that you identify a pain point, something that people are complaining about or they have problems with that they can't solve for themselves, and you figure out a way how to solve that problem, and then you find a model, or you find out if people are already paying to solve that problem, because there's a market for a lot of things, but maybe the other person's offering that service or that product is not doing it the way that you would have done it. So people are already paying to solve the problem, but they're not paying for you to solve the problem. So if money is already being exchanged, then you know that there's a market for whatever it is that you want to offer. Once you have identified that money is already being exchanged for it, then you find out a plan of how to execute it, how to take it to market and get people to buy into what you have to offer. That was episode 1. Episode 2 talks about pain first entrepreneurship. And the main topic was, your idea is not the point. It's not about you. The customer's pain is the point. So it's not about you or what you have to offer. It's what people are suffering with, what problems people want to solve, right? So once you identify the pain that the customer has, then you can capitalize on that pain. And the filter that we went over on how to identify what would be a lucrative pain point to solve is, we have pain, proof, position, and path. So you have to identify the pain, something that is recurring and it's costly. So it's either costing people time, money, or peace. So if someone is complaining about something and it is costing them time, money, or peace, then you've identified a real market, right? And then you have to run it through the proof. Is money already moving? Is all money already being paid for to control or to solve that problem? Once you've identified that, yes, there's money in this industry, or there's money being paid for this service or this product, then you have to position it. So you have to sell it. So you have to tell people, this is where I am, this is what I am going to do, how I'm going to solve your problem. And you have to position yourself in clear language that people can understand, so they don't have to be guessing, okay, what is Tamar offering, right? And then you choose a path, and the quickest path is the most lucrative path. So you need to choose a path that you can deliver successfully within 7 to 30 days. So whatever it is you're offering, nobody wants to sit around waiting forever, for months, for you to solve their problem. In this world, we all know that we're very impatient. So whatever we want done, we want it done now. So the sooner you can solve that person's problem, the more lucrative your business will be. So that was episode 2. So now to move on to tonight's topic. Choosing the model is choosing the rules, right? Most beginners do not fail at business. They fail at choosing the right game or the right system. If you pick the wrong model, what will happen? You will burn time, you will build the wrong skills, you quit too early, and you blame yourself instead of the strategy, right? So you don't want to start out of the game, you don't want to start out of the gate with a system that's going to fail, right? So you want to make sure that you're choosing the right game. Something that you know you can excel in, something you know that you can execute. Because if you start with the wrong game, then you will become discouraged, right? If you're finding value in what I'm saying, go ahead and show me some love and share it with your friends, because I would really like to help as many people that I can. 3 common business games, right? Pick one based on your runway and risk tolerance. So 1, solopreneur. So it's basically speed and low overhead, right? It's cash flow focused, and it's simple offers and systems. That's 1. And 2, creator led. Audience first, consistency required, trust compounds over time, right? And then the third one is a scalable startup. High uncertainty, long runway, team and capital heavy, right? Most of us are going to start out as solopreneurs because most of us do not first have the capital, for example, to do a scalable startup. And and most of us in this actually social media world may start out as creator led, because I'm here with you on TikTok. A lot of you know how you can earn on TikTok. So most people will start out as a creator led. So you create content that people will resonate with, and that they may pay to have to see more of, or if it solves their problem, they will pay you to help them further, right? So with a creator led game, you have to put the audience first. It's not about you, right? It's never about you, or it's not about me. It's about what the audience wants. And then you have to be consistent in whatever it is you're doing. So you cannot just show up when you feel like it. You have to show up to make sure that people are seeing you, and that your content is consistently speaking to them and helping them to solve their problems. And then you have to be able to, people have to be able to trust you. Whatever it is that you're saying, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to be trustworthy, right? People have to be able to relate to you, right? Hi, Don the chef. Welcome, Paulette. Thank you all for joining me this evening. And for the solopreneur, right, you may have an idea, and yes, it may not be on social media. It may be a physical product, right? But you decide that you want to become an entrepreneur. So you have to be quick about it, right? And usually the overhead is low because you're doing it by yourself in the beginning. And so you may be able to start out without paying yourself in the beginning. And then as it grows, then you would be able to pay yourself, right? And then you have to start off simple. So the offers and the system should be simple, because remember, you're doing it by yourself, right? So if you're doing it by yourself, it must be something that you can manage so you don't get burnt out. For a scalable startup, you have to be willing to work with others, right? And it usually requires a more capital. So you may need to get a loan, or if you have savings and you're willing to risk it, then you may want to put that money in it. But you have to choose the system or the game based on your runway, how long you are able to go without getting a paycheck, for example, and how much you're willing to risk, right? So model 1, speed, low overhead, and clear delivery. White wins for beginners. As I said, low overhead protects you, faster feedback loops, and you can get paid while you learn. Simple systems beat complex plans. So it is best fit if you want fast cash flow, and if you want fast cash flow and skill building in 60 days, right? So if you are looking to be a solopreneur, then you are likely looking for fast cash flow and you want to build skills in 60 days or less. For model 2, creator led, audience first, consistency is the price, right? So what you trade consistency and attention. What you get, trust compounds into demand. Consistency and attention is non-negotiable, right? You have to post even when it is quiet. You have to teach one clear thing per video, and you have to repeat your message until it sticks, right? So you can't be all over the place and this today you're doing one thing and tomorrow you're on another topic. You have to be consistent, and you have to do it until people trust that you are what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about, and they can trust you. And the third one, the scalable startup. Only pick this if you want high uncertainty and a long runway. What that means is a long runway before you feel stable, right? Higher burn rate And hiring, fundraising, and operations, those are things that are involved in the scalable method, right? More things can break at once. So high uncertainty, risky. So you have to have a high risk tolerance in order to do a scalable startup. But the reward is usually great, right? If you do not want uncertainty, do not pick the uncertainty model, right? Okay. Decision lens. Choose based on your runway risk and what you want this to fix. So first way, runway. How long can you operate before you must get paid, right? So if we are struggling financially, then you likely will not go for a scalable startup, because as I said, it's a high risk, and it usually takes longer for you to see the results. Risk tolerance. How much uncertainty can you live with weekly? Say for example, starting a scalable startup, especially if it's a physical product, you will require investment into a property, into inventory. You might have to hire staff. That's a whole lot of risk that you're taking without knowing if your business will be successful, as opposed to a solopreneur where it's just you and you have an idea or a product and you're just marketing or selling that product. Then the risk and the overhead is way lower, right? And then time capacity. How many focused hours can you protect, right? So how much time do you have to dedicate to this business? And distinction. Do you want audience, outreach, or partnership? What is your aim? What do you want to build? How do you want to build it, right? And energy. Do you prefer shipping work or showing up on a camera, right? It's all about what you are willing to do, what your distinctions are, right? So if you're doing a scalable startup, for example, that might include you having a physical product that you have to ship. However, if you're doing creator led, then you know that you have to be comfortable around the camera, because how are you going to be able to market a product or be a creator if you're uncomfortable on camera, right? So all those things are things that you have to take into consideration. Thank you for the love. Thank you for joining me. Keep tapping the screen so others can join. All right, story. So I'll tell you a little story about Marcus' friend, and he started the Plenty of Fish. He started lean early, low overhead, and proof before complexity. So what you copy? You don't copy the industry, right? You copy the process. So you're bootstrapped, and you keep the cost low, right? You focus on what users want, and you avoid unnecessary headcount early. So don't just start your business and yes, maybe you have 2 or 3 clients, and then you decide, okay, I'm in big business now, I need to go hire 2 people. 2 or 3 clients, depending on what you are selling, usually can't pay 2 or 3 staff, right? So you have to be smart about what you're doing. Focus on what your users want. Keep your overhead low. Do what you can by yourself for as long as you can without burning out and without sacrificing quality, right? Stay profitable, then scale. So once you see that you're earning a profit and things are going well, then you can decide, all right, I'm going to hire some people to help me with this because I'm getting more orders than I can do myself. Or I think I need to open a physical location now because I want to take this business to the next level, and having somewhere that people can come would take me to the next level, right? So it's all a process. Match Group agreed to buy Plenty of Fish for $575 million in 2015, right? So you can start from nothing, but once you stay consistent and once you stay smart, you know your game, you choose the right game from the beginning and you stick with it, you can go from nothing to to selling your business for millions of dollars, or just keep running your business and have those millions of dollars coming into your pocket instead of somebody else's pocket, right? So question for you: do you want fast cash or long-term scalable assets, right? Fast cash often points to solopreneur, right? Assets often points to creator-led. So that's also something that you have to ask yourself when you're choosing your game. What am I after? Are you after fast cash, which points to you choosing the solopreneur model? Or are you after assets, which often leads to creator-led, right? So that's a question you need to ask yourself. Drop in the comments what kind of business model you think you would choose based on what your preferences are, right? Are you likely to be a solopreneur or a creator-led business owner? Good night, Gavin. Good night. Welcome to the live. What kind of business person are you? What are you likely to choose? Are you one who is looking for fast cash? I know in today's world, in social media, you know, the way life is, most of us are looking for fast cash. But to be able to get that cash, you have to be able to distinguish about what you're comfortable with, what you're willing to do to get that cash. So yes, Gavin, I see you're a carpenter, so you're probably a solopreneur, or you may work for a business, right? So you would likely be looking for fast cash, but still you have to do some work to get that cash, right? And if you are a solopreneur and you're looking for fast cash, then you also have to choose how you're going to go about making that cash. It's likely that you're going to need to be providing a service or a product. So what is that product that you would be willing to provide to the public for them to pay for? In episode 1, you were supposed to identify, remember, we are building a business here. So there will be 14 episodes in this series, and each week we are building on the previous weeks. So in week 1, I asked you to write your purpose statement. So what would you be solving, right? So as I shared before, my statement is that I help busy parents, particularly those with special needs children, any busy parent, but I have a passion for parents with special needs children. So I help special need parents to start an online business so that they do not have to choose between their children and earning a living, right? So that's my purpose statement. You are looking to start a business. What is your purpose statement? What problem would you want to solve for others? And then you are supposed to write a statement like that, the one that I just said. So you, if you're following this series, it would be nice if you have a notebook so that each week you can write your purpose, you can write your statement, you can do the homework. So at the end of the series, you likely have a business plan in hand, because that's where I'm taking you to, right? So episode 1, you were supposed to write your purpose statement. In episode 2, you were supposed to identify the pain that you want to solve. So if you are looking, whatever you are looking to solve, whatever skill you have, whatever service you have to offer, then you need to identify that and write it down, right? And this week is the 3rd episode, and your homework is to pick a model for 60 days, right? So you need to choose one model, choose one weekly cadence. So what you're going to track in that model, and then track 3 numbers. Do not switch midstream. So for example, the matrices or the cadences, you're going to do outreach or post, right? So if you're a solopreneur, you might want to reach out to people that you think might that you think might be interested in your product, right? Or if you are a creator led, then you have to track how many posts you're going to be posting each week, and then how people are responding to those posts. Then you're going to track the conversations from both sides, whichever one you are, whether you're a solopreneur or a creator-led entrepreneur. You are supposed to track those conversations. What are people saying? Are they engaging with you? Are they interested in what you're offering, and how much are they willing to pay for that service, right? Because all of those are numbers. They are things that you're going to use to scale your business, right? And then you're going to track conversions, and tracking conversions will tell you how well your business is doing, whether or not it is a business that's on the right trajectory to success, right? So that's your homework, the 60-day rule. So you're going to choose one model, choose one weekly cadence, track 3 numbers, and do not switch midstream. So make sure take the time, right, to choose the model that you want, and then you have to go through the homework, right? I will try to see if TikTok will allow me to post the full live, but if not, throughout the week I will be posting bits and pieces. So if you missed something, you can come back and see it, or if you want the full PowerPoint, because I do have a PowerPoint, you can just send me a DM and I will send it to you, right? Because I'm here to help you, because I believe that my calling in life is to help others. So if you succeed, I succeed, because we are all in this together. So if you're on this journey and you're uncertain about how you are going to go about starting your business, right? And you need some guidance, feel free to DM me and I will help you along the journey, because so many other people has done this before. You do not have to start from scratch. There is no need to reinvent the wheel, right? So we are just about at the end of the live stream. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will be sure to respond to them, right? And I am very grateful for you showing up here this evening, for engaging and for staying with me. And as I said, this is a series, so you can meet me here again next week, same time, 7 p.m. for episode 4 in the series of my entrepreneurship journey, because I am here to help you succeed on your journey to financial freedom, because there is money out there to be made. And if you're willing to do the work, you're willing to be mentored and to be coached, then you can do it too. I know that a lot of us on TikTok are here for the rewards and to make the quick money, but there are other long-term options where you can build something solid to be able to leave a legacy build a legacy for yourself, leave it for your child, for your loved ones, so that they can have something to pass on, or to pick up and to work on and to pass on and to live off in the future, because that's my goal. My goal is to build a legacy for my daughter, because I don't want her to grow up in a world where she is without options or choices, right? So I thank you very much once again for your attention this evening and for your interaction. Feel free to share my page and to like my page. I would love it very much if all of you who are here tonight follow me, and so that you can get the notification when I go live next week, and you share it with your friends. Anyone that you know would benefit, or who've been talking about starting a business, share it with them so that they can benefit and that we can level up this life together. All right, I'm gonna say bye for now and stay blessed, and I will see you again next week.